Does it switch the camera? Okay, well, it doesn't, but hello. Hello, it's been a long time. I'll have to check the date from when it went last, but I'm getting back at the gardening stuff. Check this guy out. I need to figure out the name of him. But those are his little seed heads. He goes from yellow to this kind of purpley green, and it doesn't turn into little spike balls, which means I can update my app on what plant exactly it is. It was between two species. Because between those two species, I'm just looking for specifics and stuff. Oh, so this plant, I don't know if it's a lentil or something. It's friggin' wild and tall, and the wind knocked it down a bunch today. I wonder if it's okay. So I'm not pointing the camera very well. Well, anyway, folks, what are we in? A minute introduction. My name is Colton, and this is your most honest approach to a growing permaculture system from absolute zero, and I mean from zero knowledge. I am currently taking my PDC course through OSCU, and it's teaching me a lot about gathering information and really just patience, because this thing cannot be rushed. It goes at the rate of plant. You can't rush it. And frankly, you can't make decisions until you know stuff, and it's really hard to know stuff if you don't watch it. Wait, check this. So these are my sunflowers, and they have these ladybug beetles. They're weevils. I'm calling them lady weevils. I should get a picture right now. I will when I'm done with this. Put it on iNaturalist. That's the app I'm using because it seems to be all in one, and I am just not the guy for looking at 14 different apps to find the best one or even reading a review. I'll just use the apps that work. Like whatever's popular. Sorry if that's bad for small businesses or something. But as far as apps go, I just can't care. I don't have the energy. Now that I've said that, I probably could care. Probably could spend the energy, but we'll see. Oh, this is cool. This is I bought these inoculated mushroom dowels. They're like about maybe that thick each, a lot long, and you drill holes in a log and then punch them in the log, and got them well over a year ago, probably 2 years ago. And instead of putting them in anything that it's supposed to be, like there's research in certain trees, I just took the big log that I have for my birch tree over there, really not so healthy looking one in the sunset here. I took from that because we had to cut off one of the branches, and yeah, there it is. Hopefully in a year or so we have mushrooms. They should be reishi if what I did works. Cool. This is a little, this is where our compost pile was. Now it's just this. I'll give you a far shot in a minute. And now it's just a ring. I leave the grass tall because why not? Don't see a real problem with that. And we're growing potatoes, which are doing really well over here. Very well, honest, compared to the other ones I'll show you. And flax, which have huge tap roots and are supposed to help keep away the Colorado potato beetle. I don't have faith in a single plant growing with these preventing that beetle. But we had them last year. They're very evident. You can't miss them, so I'm not seeing those. So I think these are being eaten by earwigs, probably, because we have tons and tons of those here. I think there's tons and tons of earwigs everywhere. All right, we have these dudes. This is called dubious. It's Tropagavidagan dubious. I forget the genus name, but I know the species is dubious. Figured that one out. This is another one of those kind of beds. There's the large view of the circle bed, the potatoes and the flax. This is another compost pile. It's going to get a lot bigger than this, and then in a year we'll flip it somewhere, and eventually we'll do that in the middle of these and connect all three of these beds, I think. I just don't see anything else to do. It's not like a master plan or anything. It's just kind of what's happened, and I've done it there. I've done it there. I've done it here, and I'll probably do it there. No master plan there. This can be overgrown and turned back into lawn if it needs to be. Although this one is actually set up quite a bit. So different strategy, right? This one's ground level, and this one's set up kind of a berm. This one's being overgrown quite quickly though, and I think it's just seasonal timing, and the compost wasn't exactly done. You can't see it in the picture very well. Oh, yeah, you can. All those gnats, lots of fungus gnats, because it's just still decomposing. But yeah, so that's that. It's not that interesting. This is just a piece of broken up Cronenberg pumpkin. The seeds just splayed out because I thought maybe we'll get pumpkins. Oh, and this year, this is all-in-one update. Okay. All right. There we go. All-in-one update. This year, we're not really cultivating food crops because we did last year, and frankly, it's a full-time job to grow food and then eat it. So we decided not to, except for potatoes, because for some reason, we harvested and liked getting those ones. But not, like, say, tomatoes. We didn't get any peppers last year. But like I said, we don't try very hard. Okay, so here we have what's probably a walnut tree. Fairly certain. Black walnut tree. This is a red maple. Okay, this is our green ash, and it's either an Oregon ash or a green ash. If it's green ash, it's super endangered, and so that could be cool. I was talking to it earlier, and yes, I talked to it very seriously. And I was asking it if it could bring this branch up off of the ground by itself, or if I should help it out, because it's just twisting the tip, so it's facing upwards. And then there's this one too. How are you gonna see that? Blink. Yeah. So it keeps falling back into this little sunflower bush that I've created. It's a bush because one sunflower head just fell there and it grew 100. Oh, I could have showed you that frog. There's a frog in there. Here's a new plant I haven't documented yet. I'll try to zoom in on it. This guy, the really stringy looking guy that is dead center. There's the broad leaves. There's these prickly boys, thistle. And there's this one. I don't know what that is. I'm going to find out later and update my iNaturalist page. Huh. So yeah, that's pretty much the garden. We have another red maple right there. Let me zoom back out. We have another walnut tree scoping up right there. Terrible spot. That's the irrigation valve. So actually all these trees are really, really in a poor spot. But what I've seen happen and why I'm excited about this is because they can be moved if needed. There's lots of strategies. And I got to witness ecological succession, right? It started as a lawn that was being mowed. So the mowing was the disruption. And it was disrupted so regularly that nothing could grow beyond just being lawn and maybe dandelions. Then we disrupted it by covering it in cardboard, and we stopped mowing and we grew stuff, and we come in here a weed pool. It's just a different kind of disturbance, really, like a regular disturbance. But it allowed us to notice these trees growing, and so me and my fiance, have been able to get out here and kind of keep the trees, and really surprised to see an ash tree. That was weird. I thought it was a walnut. And it looks a little like it. But as you can see, maybe, well, it honestly looks just like it. But the difference, because sometimes they have 7, sometimes they have more, or less, because this one only has 5. All right, 5. Not to mention, these leaves down here have this kind of rust-looking thing on it. I know that can be bad. I was talking to it about that earlier, too. Oh, what else? This. So if the branches grow off, like perpendicular, you can look it up. Just say, I don't know, this branch is growing at the same height trees, and there's an acronym for it that I forget. But that's how this is confirmed ash tree and not a walnut, is because of that neat little branch formation. They shoot off the ends. Okay, this video's getting to 10-minute length. I don't want to go much longer than that. So, here's the potatoes I was going to show you. Oh man, these guys are getting destroyed. Look at this. It's probably earwigs at night. So there's 2 things I've noticed with this. One is that there's nothing else growing around here. Nothing. There is 2 single flax plants. Those tall, kind of pokey looking dudes. It's right dead center there. That's just a tomato next to it. But the tomato next to it, like that flax isn't doing anything. So these guys are getting eaten alive. But the ones over there, way over there, are not. So that's interesting, right? And then even more interesting is that this one right here, this white flowered one, that's a potato plant. And it's being eaten, sure. But it's doing a whole hell of a lot better than everything else. And this one is in just the... Wish I could zoom out more. This one is just in the densest cluster of thistles and the wild lettuce, and I don't know what that one is. I couldn't figure it out, and iNaturalist wouldn't let me. These dudes. gonna be hard to show you guys exactly what plants. That one, I don't know there. But anyway, that potatoes in the middle of there is doing great. Freaking frolicking. Although probably putting a lot of energy into its leaves as opposed to roots. But we'll know that when we harvest. All right, it's about 10-minute length. Yeah, I'm gonna keep updating this more because this is a good way to track my journey, practice talking about this stuff, and hopefully someday getting a following. That'd be kind of cool. Be a neat way to do it, you know? All right, thank you and goodbye.